Kia ora and welcome to Tarmac. Today I've got my hands on the new BMW X7 M60, and if space happens to be the new luxury, then this vehicle proves that this is probably the best BMW or luxurious BMW out there. Come, let's take a look at this. Now the X7 sits at the actual pinnacle of BMW's X line or X range, and it really is, I mean, if you're looking for a range topper, this really does fit the bill. It was first launched in 2019. This is obviously now a facelift, so they'd call it mid-cycle, I guess, and predominantly much of the changes are done on the face, quite frankly, which is quite interesting or quite good. The grille itself, or the big kidney grills, what they've got here is they're calling it the iconic glow, which is basically they've put some lighting under here, and if you see on some of the more modern or like the i7s or things like this, it's not shrouded all the way around, and I'll see if I can show you, but just under here you could get away with it with a few LEDs from Wish, but you might as well get BMW to do it for you. This one comes with the M badging. The other thing is the split lights here, so you've got the DRLs up the top here, which come with a little peak down here, and also your main headlights down here, which are matrix LEDs, and also offer the sort of the two, or their interpretation of the two BMW headlights. Obviously plenty of air ducts and stuff like that, and also the grille gets plenty of air into the engine, which we will go to in a minute. Now from here it doesn't look that big. Actually it looks almost X1 size, which we've had right here, but when you get closer, look at the size of it. I just feel so dwarfed in it. It is a true seven-seater, and it is a true luxurious seven-seater. Looking around here, what we've got is these 23-inch feet, got lovely blackened trims against this Brooklyn grey. It's kind of a really cool grey, and also some M badging. In case I was to forget what it is the X7, which is great, and also blackened out mirror caps, privacy glass back here. I'm going to run out of energy just walking all the way back to where you've got the third row. It really is big. There's not a huge amount that's gone on around the back here, but you will notice these beautiful three-dimensional LEDs that are in your new design language, which is the L shape from there. You've got the X7 badge, you've got the M60i badge, which makes you know what's going on there, and also quad exhaust tips that you can't quite see, but you'll hear them, that's for sure. The other thing is it's a kicker tailgate, so you can open from there, which is awesome, and also you can drop the bottom bit down here, which is again pretty cool. And you can also raise and lower the your bed to get stuff in and out. You can also drop all the seats from here, which I'll show you now. But the other thing, top tip for you people, is once you drop it up, don't try to do the kicker tailgate when you've got this going on. Now let's take a look at the business end. What we have here is a 4.4 litre V8 twin power BMW engine married to an 8-speed Steptronic gearbox. So just a phenomenal combination. What it provides is 390 kilowatts of power and 750 Newton meters of torque. I mean, that's planet moving stuff. 0 to 100 is in 4.7 seconds, which is, you know, sub 5 seconds in a seven-seater has got to be good, and it does give quite a lot of emissions out the back, but let's not go on like that. Space being the final frontier according to Captain Kirk, but also it seems to be the best luxury going on here. So plenty of space on these front two seats. The middle row is really good, and the rear is really good as well. I'll get to those in a minute. When it comes to refinement, what we've got is plenty of leather here, so merino leather, which is great, and also lovely finishes like this faux, actually probably is carbon fiber, but a lovely sort of a carbon fiber effect, and also the light show is amazing. The seats themselves, sure, you've got some stuff for those with long legs, I don't have to worry about that, but also the seats are heated, they're ventilated, they're also you've got massage as well with plenty of different functions, so you really do have plenty going on for the seated luxury. What you've got here in this front center console here is what they call crafted clarity, which is basically a glass thing. It is an option, and actually this vehicle comes with around about 10 grand's worth of options, so fill your boots. The big thing for me is where you put your cups are both heated and ventilated, so you can keep your drinks cool or your drinks hot. So awesome. The other big change here is this massive 29-inch screen here, or slightly curved screen. So let's have a quick look at that. So what we have here is the latest generation of the iDrive. So those familiar with BMWs will know that you can just zoom across and zap across and do all your stuff from there. The things that I really want to point out are just some funky changes. So look at all these apps. You've got just apps everywhere. It's just crazy. You can go to your seat comfort, which is what I was talking about earlier. But the thing that I wanted to point out is this here, which is your drive recorder. I just think it's so funky. You can set it up and record a fair amount of stuff, or record up to about 30 seconds or 45 seconds of what you've been driving all the way around. And here's one I've done earlier. So just duck into there, and you can actually, even while you're driving, change the views of where you are. So great stuff. If you've seen somebody who may not like you driving, or you don't like theirs, you can actually just record it. Excellent. Back on there, so like I said, 29 inches of screen, so you got 12 inches there, and also 14 inches across here. So what you've got across here is, again, more personalizable stuff that changes when you change your driving modes. There you go. So once you change to Sport Plus or something like that, if you want to be a little calmer, again, just really good, really easy, and also a big head-up display as well, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road. Anyway, let's have a quick look in the rear. Seem to be spending a lot of time in the back of cars at the moment. I don't know, make that of it as you will. But the good thing about here, look, I'm not the tallest of chaps, as you probably already know, but right back here, my feet are not, or my knees are not up near my face, so there is actually plenty of leg room back here. I can actually have heated seats back here. I've got my own air conditioning. I've also got my own sunroof here, which I can actually open or close depending on how claustrophobic I feel. So that is pretty cool as well. And also there's my little charging point back down here as well, so I can actually keep myself completely entertained while the rest is going on in the, I guess I'm sitting in the cheap seats, although they're not cheap, the middle seats or the front seats. So, but speaking of being entertained, let's take this for a drive, because it is an entertaining drive. Okay, so despite this being quite a big, hefty 7-seater, it does get off the mark really well. And it also gives it that beautiful V8 sound. I mean, this is a big vehicle, 7 seats, family vehicle. This is 4.9, 4.7, 0 to 100. I mean, this is uncanny. And also, listen to that exhaust note, just make it sound and make its presence well and truly known. It is a luxurious, and make no mistakes, it is a lovely, lovely, luxurious 7-seater vehicle. So the whole family can have their own heated seats, their own, I mean, certainly in the front, the fact that they're massage seats, they can have their own air conditioning, they've got their own sunroof essentially. So just so much stuff going on to make sure that everyone is just, I don't know, just relaxed, and away you go. I mean, it's only when you put it into sport and put it into the drive mode into sport and really just kick this car that it just makes a ton of noise and turns into an M car. And don't we all love M cars? It's well balanced. I was expecting it to be sort of quite lollopy. I mean, I've driven plenty of M cars before, and I understand the suspension and the fact that they've got this air suspension that just hunkers down, but you can actually set the heights as to what you want to go up and down. But either way, it's still a very firm chassis and loves the corners. And these big fat feet, I've already pointed out how much rubber's there, just grips the road really, really well. Paddles are great. Again, you want to flip down and make things noisy and terrific. Yep, all there. And just the fact that you can duck into so many screens and just set what you want, how you want it, the information that you want to hear and see, and all that sort of stuff. And while we're talking about here, there is a brilliant Harman Kardon stereo system that is, you know, deafening when you want it to be, and you can play some lovely old 80s tunes, I hear. Yeah, don't get me started or get my family started on that. The steering wheel is just lovely and leather, and actually the turning circle's not bad for such a big beast. And the other benefit of this vehicle is it's got your reversing memory, so you can put it into reverse and it'll remember the last 50 meters of where you last were, and so you can just duck in and out of parking spaces or whatever that you've been into without any issues. It will park itself. It's just so much going on. You just see these lights flash up on the steering wheel, and away you go. The 8-speed box is brutal when it wants to be, so when it's changing up and it just gives this boom when it goes into the next gear. Oh, it's just so much fun. Enjoyable, but realistically your license is going to go very quickly if you do play too hard with this vehicle. But you're going to want to play really hard with this. It's forget about getting up late. Oh, actually you can get up late and get your kids to school on time, and you'll be back to just then set off into the sunset and drive. Visibility around is awesome. There's also so much of this autonomous driving or semi-autonomous driving, so it will lane keep assist, it will adaptive cruise control, and I guess being a BMW, it will just be that little bit closer to the car in front, just how you'd hope for it. But it also does have indicators. Brilliant, and they flash up on the screen. Yeah, when you're doing indicaty things. I love this vehicle, and I'm not a big lover of SUVs, but I am of this. It's great. So there you have it, the new BMW or facelifted BMW X7 M60. I mean, yes, it's a pricey vehicle as a family mover, but I mean, it really does move you and the family. I love the soundtrack when you put your foot down, and you know, I guess you can't get rid of the old petrol head that I am, but just the refinement as well. There's so much stuff, the soft closing doors, the iconic glow as far as the kidney grills go, and just its absolute size. I mean, you can fit everything in here and your kitchen sink, so just amazing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. It will be around here somewhere, and we'll see you on the next one. Auf Wiedersehen. Whoa.